Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the Cuban edition, where last episode we electrified all of our train lines and we started to implement trams for the first time, which not only makes my trains just a little bit faster for the ones that can go above the standard train line speed, but also then makes me want to now get faster trains along all of our lines. But also, the cities have wider radiuses in which they can transport passengers to and from the train station. Now, we added them in Pina del Rio, and we added them in San Cristobal. You'll now notice there's a lot more people waiting at the Pina del Rio train station, and the San Cristobal one, which is pushing more people to move onto all the other lines. So we need to add trams or loop links from the remaining cities to the train stations, but at the same time, we're now going to need to add more trains to the passenger routes. Now, also today, I'm going to look towards extending to a few more cities around this area, so that should be pretty exciting. We'll get more cities on the lines, more expansions, more growth, and hopefully more money being made. Not like that we need it. We got quite a lot in the bank right now. We got quite a lot. So before I do anything, I just want to say right now, do I set the maintenance of my vehicles? Why is it not letting me? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm selecting the wrong one. Do I set the maintenance, guys? Currently, it's on normal. I can make it very high or high. It does mean increasing the running costs and the maintenance cost on those lines. What we saying? Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, if you are enjoying the series, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it right now. So what we're going to do first then is we're going to quickly take a look at sorting out 2 tram routes for these 2 cities here. Potentially, do you know what? We might as well go all the way to Colon over there, because that's where is that where the crisscross happens? No, it's in Mats, isn't it? Sorry. Okay, no. Forget Colon. We'll do the 2 tram routes for Havana and Mats over here, because that's where the 2 passenger lines crisscross one another. And then the passenger line that's then on all the 4 cities with tram routes, we'll look towards upgrading it, potentially even adding on a second train. But I feel like electric is now not far behind us, because we made them all high speed and we made all the lines electric as well. So I think that is now literally just around the corner. So let's start with Havana then. We're going to first set up the ability. So if I go the bus and tram stop, make it nice and big, all of them electric, la-di-da-di-da. And can I squeeze it somewhere here? Yes. Perfect place for the tram stop. It connects to all the areas, and that has a pretty decent radius, but we are going to make it a little bit further anyway. And I wonder if I can add on the back connection. No, it's too much of a slope. That is a shame. That is a shame. But that's fine, though, because we need a connection for them to walk into the station. So that will do us just wonderful. Wonderful, I tell thee. So from there, then, we'll go this way. So it'll come out, and then we'll do a quick stop just to kind of pick up a few more people over in this area just there. Let me just pause it for a second. We'll then come down to here and have a stop there. So I'm thinking about radiuses now is what I'm doing, and where we can get the most amount of coverage and pick up the most amount of people. So going around that way is completely fine. We'll have a stop there and there. We're going to be missing out around here a little bit. So I might come down to there and there. Oh, we can't go back that way, I've just realized. So this one is going to have to do something a little bit more interesting because of the one-way systems. I kind of like them. I'm all for it. And because that bridge goes over, I can run down here and here. And then we'll kind of make it do a little bit of a loop back on itself. And it's all about maximizing the radius to which we can pick people up and pretty much the coverage. It's just basically maximizing the coverage so we are able, boys, to reach the most amount of passengers to the train station. That's literally all it comes down to. Right, let's create a new line then. We'll pick here and we'll then make sure it's on all of the platforms. And then we'll make it go right round now. So let me just make this pink so it stands out. And then run this round. Now, because it's going down this way, we got to use this side of the stops. Interesting. And then run it all the way around. So just making sure there's no loop back on itself. That, apart from this one here, what's going on here? Why does it come down there? Oh, okay. So this one comes down there, but because of the way the road is and the one-way system, it has to kind of loop back on itself, which is weird. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna change it too much. It doesn't need to be changed that much, if I'm being completely honest with you. It ain't gonna ruin my evening, if you know what I mean. It's probably gonna annoy me a little bit later, but not just yet. So let's now go the opposite way. All right, bam, bam, bam. And this one goes up this way. Now this, I don't know whether it have the same problem. Apparently it does. It's kind of predetermined to make... I might have to use some waypoints. I wonder if that will change anything. Or whether it might change when I electrify the road. So there's only a certain way in which they can then go. That might change things. Right, let's try that out. Let's try that out right now. So tools, tram track, and let's do it like this. So that's got to go that way, of course, and then up and over. That's going to go this way, up and over. Oh, bridge pillar collision issue for the tram tracks. Right, we're going to have to sort that out in just a minute. So let me just do the rest of it. Now, we actually won't fully know if there is an issue or what the issue is going to be until I set the tram tracks on it. Because until then, it doesn't know it's meant to be set up for trams. So I'm going to do all this, and we won't fully know if I fix the issue until a little bit later. So I can't do that one. I've got to run down here as well. So that's all done to there, apart from then this bridge. So I'm going to have to see what is the issue. Actually, first, we'll see if we can upgrade the bridge to a different style of bridge. And then does that allow me? Yes, that allows me then to do tram tracks. So that's all I needed to do. Nice. Now, let me get my tram depot down. So tram depot, and where do we put you? I could just put it over here, just slightly out of the way. And let me buy some. Now, we went for the Skodas previously before, and I think we'll stick to that. We'll do 6. 1, 2, 3 on... Where's the other line? Huh? I'm confused. Have I accidentally picked something that I shouldn't have picked? Or is this flipped and I don't realize it? I'm not number 6 here. What's going on with you? Are you on the wrong side? Yes, you was. Right, for some reason, the pink line's gone really weird. And I don't know why. And it's not showing up. Right, put that on line 2. And that's kind of almost sorted that out. Why is line 1 not... Ah! I've got a different type of stop here. That's why. Seniac, you're a fool. You are a fool. Right. Is that enough now to solve the conundrum? No. I've done it somewhere else, haven't I? No, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. It's not being treated as if it's both, but why is that? Oh, it's because it can't do the loop. Is that what it is? It's because it has to do the loop ski? So that can come down there. That. Oh, hold on. It's this bit as well. No, that's done. Wait, I'm confused. You can now do the loop ski. Right? What's going on here? Right, everything else is okay, right? Everything else seems okay. All the other stops are okay. It just so happens to be those stops. Now, I've put that in. I wonder if I can now set that up. So, still no line 1. What is... Do you know what? We might just have to get rid of the one-way systems. We're going to have to get rid of the one-way systems just for the sake of this working. Now, has that got rid of my things? Yes. But at the same time, right, they're now on the wrong side. Guys, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, they're spaced out. I don't know if I like the idea of this anymore. So, in reality, I should now be able to put these on line 1, which I can. Right, just for the sake of the game actually working. But them 2 lines, or them 2 stops, are, oh no, they're still on it. They actually update. Right. That took longer than it should. Okay, that took longer than it should. Havana, tram, loop 1. Copy, boom, paste, boom, 2, done. Nailed it. Leave it alone. Let it do what it's going to do. That took longer than it should. Now, Matt, we shouldn't have a problem here. This should be super simple. We'll go for 2s. I wonder if we can squeeze a 2 in. I could do it there. So we've got the space for it. So we'll squeeze it in there, boys. And then we'll set up our tram stops. And so we've got to go under the tunnel. So we'll do one just here real quickly. And we'll set up one just there. I know they're pretty close to that, but it's about the coverage. The city grows that way and that way. So going under, what I'll do is we'll utilize a loop system here. So coming down this way, so it's going to go up and around, and then we'll bring it under. We're going to go up this way, and then we're going to go this way. We're going to go into here, bring it round, bring it down, all the way. Round. I'm going to do a stop there and there to then have a stop there and there. This will make sense, okay? It's a bit awkward because the way the roads run, but it should still work. Right, let's make this pink. Let's start here. Oh, not twice. Not twice. All the stops. Very good. And let's go this way. So, because we don't have any one-way systems, we shouldn't find the same issues we literally just found previously. Alright, there we go. So, fingers crossed that's going to work without me double-checking. And then we'll do the same going this way. So, once I've done this, we can then reevaluate the train lines, because then this is pretty much all done. Right, there we go. La-dee-da. La-di-da, boys. There we go. So if I call this the I can still never say this. Matanzas tram loop 1. Copy you. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go, guys? It disappeared. It disappeared on me just like that. Number 2. Number 2. Right. That's done. Let's quickly electrify this. Now, we might have to do the bridge. We might have to do the bridge, so... Let's go down. Oh, I didn't mean to electrify you, but it is what it is. No, bridge is fine there. Going under tunnel's fine, so let's go round. Oh, they need to go that way, but hey-ho. Can I ungrade it? Yes, I can do that there as well. Right, where was we? So that's going to have to go around. And then down. So got to do an awkward loop back here, but it is what it is. And that covers all of us. So, double checking all of that. Should be on the correct size, but we'll see. As we implement the trams depot right now. So, tram depot. And where do I build this? I feel like it needs to kind of be out of the way. So maybe I incorporate it in the dead spot here. Let's do in the dead spot there. Even though I destroyed a few buildings, but, you know, sorry. And we'll just we're just sticking with these Skodas for now. And we'll build 6. And then we can always take some off if it becomes too much. So mat 1, mat 2. So we've instantly got an issue. And where's the issue? Okay, there's an issue here with these. So I think which is the issue one? I think it might be the purple. So on number 8, you go there. It all loops round. So what's the issue now? So cannot reach this? What do you mean you cannot reach this? You can reach this. What are you talking about? Oh, hold on. Is there a car? Oh! That's a cargo terminal. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I don't want to talk about it. Right, does that fix it? I think it fixes it, right? But the initial stop here now doesn't allow them to... I wondered why there was only 4 platforms. Right, clearly I have not woken up today, guys. Clearly I have not woken up today. Right, that's now all done. So both these cities right now have the tram loops, which is amazing, which brings more people to the station. So this train line going back and forth, which has 2 trains on, and they're still steam, by the way. It seems a shame to get rid of them because it's like our heritage line at this point. That's what it feels like. But we got to move with the times. We've got to move with the times right now. So let's initially replace the 2 vehicles. And I could go multi-unit. So we've got multi-unit diesel. They're not bad. But what's electric saying? Oh, we do have some nice electric trains. So I could go dual stock. Now, this is the issue, right? The finances on this, they're averaging about 3.59 million a year, okay? I could replace them with 1 dual stock, and that literally then doubles everything. A dual stock carries 198, which is still less than that. So I don't know whether a dual stock is a little bit too much for us at this moment in time. It's faster. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a lot faster. Or whether I go for something like a Metro liner. Now, these are a lot cheaper, but the capacity is so low. Right, let me do it by running costs. Because we're not going such a vast distance, it's really important we get the right type of running costs. So anything up there gets more expensive. The Metro liner's there. That carries 115. Ugh. Okay, whatever I pick is going to be the wrong thing. This intercity right now, yeah, whatever I pick is going to be the wrong thing. So I reckon what I do is we sell 1 and then replace that with 1 electric dual stock. Let's just test the waters. Okay. Let's just test the waters right now. So this is able now to go a lot faster. So you can see now... Oh, no, it's slowing down because of the signal. Of course it is. But this should now be able to go a lot faster than it originally was allowed to. It also might compete with the high-speed line. I don't think it will, but you never know. So that's now skirtling through at excessive speeds to what it could normally do before. And how many people are currently here right now? There's not that many, but this is one of the cities that doesn't really have much movement until we just implemented the tram line. So let's just watch this dual stock now then. So when it gets to Havana next, it should technically be fully loaded because there is a lot of people waiting there. Now this is, like I said, it's a faster train. So it will slow down on the bends. but it's able to get there a lot quicker. So yes, it's more expensive, but it's faster, so it can make money quicker. So we're hoping that cancels one another out. We'll see. So this should now fully load up, and then off it goes again. So keep an eye on those expenses. They're getting higher, but this is where it should now start to make its money as it drops off the fully loaded amount of people. Yikes. It's expensive. Right, San Cristobal is next. Let's see what happens here. So, even with the stopping and starting, it's almost catching up that cargo train, which is kind of funny. So, nice chunk of change being made there. And then, obviously, as it kind of ends and terminates slightly in Pina del Rio, it should then unload everybody. So, you remember that cargo train that was just slightly ahead of it? It's now hunting it back down. Right, we're overtaking that little cargo train there. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Straight in right now, boys. Straight in. And let's see what this price is saying. So, 3.3 million. Oh, it come at the wrong time. Okay, it come at the wrong time. It's the year after. But this should now be fully loaded up. So, we'll keep our eyes peeled on that. We're just hoping that the Havana and Mat right now with its new tram routes make a bit of a difference. There's a lot of people waiting. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I'm not too confident on that line at the minute. So this will be our little test run now. I can't really do it for the next line because I don't have all the cities set up yet on it. So the next line does include Mat as where the commuter line takes over. Has Calan, has Santa Clara, has Sancti Spiritus. So technically it's got the 4 cities, the same as what this has got. It's just I haven't grown them, finalized them, or delivered them with their product to make them grow a bit more. Now, I want to get Cian over here, Fugos, that's how you pronounce it, and Trinidad. I want to get these 2 cities here connected to the main commuter line, as it's an extra 2 cities. Now, this is going to be a separate line. We're going to have a line come up, connect to it, go for Santa Clara, Sancti Spiritus, and then come down into Trinidad. So it's going to do... oh, that's a good point, actually. Do I make it do a loop? But that would mean then going through this as a tunnel, which is not a problem. I could do a little loop. Now, I don't know whether that would warrant me doing multiple loops or just one singular loop. Or whether I just have it go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, that's a tricky scenario for me right now. I never thought of the loop system before, but it could be a possibility. I could build it and just not use it. It could be like a nice little experiment for us, couldn't it? It really could. Right, where's that train, by the way? Has it made it back to Mat yet? Yes, it's here. Right. Dropping off. Finances. Now, it's making money now, and it seems quite positive, but it's a case of will the demand at the platform stay high enough for it to warrant it? I don't know. Also, how is the high-speed train doing? I'd like to see if the income's going to reduce for the high-speed train. But at the same time, it should increase when I get this line all sorted out. Right, let's do it. Let's do it, boys. So, I'll build a loop system, okay? We'll build a little loop system here. It's only really to collect passengers from these 2 towns onto the main line and onto the high-speed line, which is at Sancti Spiritus, where that high-speed train is now just coming in. Or I could just run it from there through here into Sancti Spiritus, because that's where the line goes. Unless, guys, now, do I have them? No. I was about to say, I don't think I have the mod installed for elevated train lines. But I could run a line from there through as a tunnel into Trinidad, up into Sancti Spiritus, overpassing into Moron. But again, that doesn't really make much sense because... But then again, this either goes up to Moron. Yeah, okay, right, forget that. We're going to do a loop system. We're going to do our loop system. Now, to do that, we are going to have to build out where this is going to run for the loop system to kind of come round to connect in. Now, we have our high speed on the outside, so we're not really too bothered about that. Let me just delete this bit of road. And let's get this now all set up. So it's all now high-speed tracks, by the way. So let me just kind of bring that a little bit further out. Okay. And it is going to have to slightly start turning. So I think I might have come a little bit too far out. So we don't really know where it's going to run. We can have like a rough idea. But let's just say it runs through here. We'll always come back and change it anyway. So, ideally, we want this to almost run like that. Now, I don't like said bend. So, if I went like this and then went like this. I mean, it's what it is. Can't really do much about it. If that's how it is, that's how it is. Now, smooth. Now, this is not our high speed. This is our commuter line, by the way. Let's just smoothen that out. Very good, very good. And then we obviously have to then delete this bit. As we then bring everything all into it. So we should, in theory, have multiple lines, right? It should be a set of 4. There we go. So bend that round and run you all the way up. There we go. And let's just get this all now pretty much connected. So you run into there. I've actually forgotten how I did this on the other places. So I need to kind of recheck how I did it. So it is looking at it, a straight in. These bend. But then didn't I change it on the other stations? The ones that were kind of treated as a mid thing? I did. I kind of platformed them out and allowed them to merge in. So I don't know if it's to kind of keep up with that fashion or only do it when we need to do it. Because I don't know if all stations are going to need that system. So let's only do it when we need to do it. That might be the way forward. So into there, and then you run into there. You run into there. And then we've got to do a big crissy-crossy, which is going to be an issue for getting that line to Trinidad all set up. Now, we're going to make sure that we can do double slip on all of this. Actually, do I do a double slip here? Thinking about it, I do, yes. Right, now, the reason why it's an issue is because we have to kind of forge a bend. Now, I was going to do it like here, but I think that's too soon. We might have to go around the industry to make its way down. Yeah, we might have to here. So, we only want the commuter line. Now, the commuter line is on the outskirts, although, right, we might run cargo in. Now, that's a different story altogether, isn't it? So, let's treat it as if we are going around. It'd also help us maintain speeds as well. So, if I brought you to there, then I've got to figure out... We should have made this go straight. We should have made this go straight as that kind of goes and then bends round this way. And then we do our own turn off for that. That would have made so much more sense. Alright, that's what we're going to do. Sorry, guys. But it makes a lot more sense to do it like that. So, run you into there. Run you into there. And then we'll run this one first going out. Now, do I do 4 lines going into that loop? I don't know if it's warranted or whether I just allow the cargo to share with the passenger line, because it's not going to be a busy route, that is it? It ain't going to be a busy route, so I don't think there's any need for it, if I'm completely honest with you. So I won't play around with that until we come to work with it. So let me just get back in business with this then. Back in business with this. There we go. Double slip. Double slip. Double slip. Double slip. Alright, that's all now set up nicely. We're going to bend this round to there. And like I said, I don't know if it warrants me doing 4 lanes running into this. It just doesn't really make sense in my eyes. So we shall... We'll merge them, is what we'll do. And allow the cargo to initially run. So at this point is when we'll bring them into a singular set of 2 tracks. Because the loop's not going to be busy. It's not going to have a lot of train traffic, so it makes sense after that. Give it enough space for the merger for this to all work. Now, obviously I need to bend this round, so it means that's what you're getting. Which I don't think is too bad for such a wide bend. I don't know if I like this, if I'm being honest with you. But it's all part of the loop system. It gives me space around here to build an industry to connect it to the line. And that's what's important as well if I want to work with these industries. So, coming out, bending round to head down. I mean, there is an argument I could have done a better bend. There is arguments on that. But it should be fine. Right, let's look at then doing the stations then. Now, we want to... Let's see. If I ran down on this side of the road and coming in, I could run it through just here, the station, and then I've got the option to either do a cliff side edge route, which visually that will look the most striking, to then come into here. I kind of like the idea of not doing a tunnel and going along the cliff edge. That sounds more exciting, doesn't it? Right, let's pause the game. And unfortunately, we're going to have to do a lot of deleting right now. So building-wise... oh, I do have the elevated train systems. I could have done it, but we're going to leave it like that. Now, this is my issue, right? We need to incorporate cargo. So, do I just kind of build like a makeshift station? So, if I was to hypothetically go here, it might be a bit of a tight squeeze, this. Right, let me just kind of build a little bit of a makeshift station here real quickly. So, first things first, I got the wrong tracks. But if I just built a cargo platform, which I can't do there for some reason, and then build the tracks. Oh, I think it's because the building was there. That normally does happen. And then do my platform there. So, the cargo and the passengers use the same rail, but the cargo's in the middle. Because like I said, it's not going to be busy. And I think we can get away with doing something like this. I don't think it's going to be too busy. Right, it's electrified. It's just not high speed, just for the visual aspect of it. And I don't think it needs to be that long. No, we're just going to make it obviously touch this side of the road. So passenger buildings. Alright, do that either side there and there. And then do I add one at the very end if I can squeeze a small one in? Well, I can do it there, but I can't do it there unless it's a different size of building. So that's how it's going to have to go, unfortunately. I'll do the roads momentarily. Let's just see how we're going to run on this bend. So I reckon with the train tracks... I don't think we should run them directly. Right, if I did it there. And then got that to run into that one. And then got that one to run into that one. It would mean the crisscross is a little bit further away. So if I did it to there and then bended it in. Because then said crisscross. And this is only for cargo. Only the cargo would use the crisscross. Obviously, the loop train system would not need to use it. would go like that. And then I just need to run you to there. Right, that's done. Let's just smoothie so the landscape is nice. All right, trying to keep the towns to their original design as we can. Right, that will do us there. Smoothie all the way around here. And then, of course, just there. Right, that leads us down to Trinidad. Interesting system, might I add. It's something a little bit different, which I kind of weirdly like. We're then going to attempt a cliff edge line. That's going to be exciting. So I reckon then we build, and the cliff edge train station will come round, and then we'll kind of build it up, going up to the top end here. So I reckon, because we can use trams and stuff like that, we know we're going to do that anyway. But if I run that going around there, and I build my train station on it. So if I delete you, just delete you for a second, build in, and then we'll build the same system again. So I might just build it over here, and then we'll build like a tram system to kind of collect us. And I've done not high speed again, which is hilarious. Right, platforms. And then tracks. Platforms. And let me just quickly upgrade that while it's on my mind. There we go. And then passenger buildings. Try and replicate it. And then could we squeeze the smaller ones in? That doesn't really fit there. The road's a bit too high. I'll do it for the aesthetics, but it doesn't really fit in. Okay. Unless I kind of transform the road myself. At this moment in time, it's not the end of the world. I just need to get it all set up. So let's attempt. I really like the idea of this. It kind of looks like we could do it, but I'm not particularly too sure. So high-speed tracks. I don't know if it's a wise idea to be doing high speed around here. But if I went from there, and I do like the idea of getting the odd little bridge, which will slightly adjust. Right, to there. So then let me run this. We can't do it because of that little sticky out bit of road. So that's running pretty straight. And then we'll run this pretty straight until there. For the cargo crisscross, if the cargo trains need to use it. Very good, very good. There's a lot of terraforming here needs to be done, by the way. I won't do it on the mountains because I like the cliff edges. So we'll just do it to there. Right, let's see then how we can then bring this around. So I reckon, because it's going to be bumpy as. So I reckon that's where we want it to eventually meet. Which means bending it just along here. Now, I don't think it's as simple as just doing this. Although, it looks like it is as simple as just doing this. Just changing the bridges, though, to more modern style. And that's just kind of fun, just to see the trains run through this cliff edge loop system. Okay, that was actually a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. So let's now connect the rest. Oh, it tunnels there, which is interesting. I didn't spot the tunnel. Right, no tunnel. Then, of course, if there's cargo trains involved, you never know. I don't think I've done it long enough, have I? No. You never know, boys, but it's best to get those covered. Very good. Right. All right, just smooth it there and leave it as that. So we're one step closer. This is... Everything in my head saying this is completely wrong to do, but it's something a bit different. It is something a bit different. So it's going to be quite interesting. I feel like I'm destroying the landscape. Right, we need to connect this up then. So for this, we're going to bring it out, and then we're going to get it to run up with this and then merge into there. So I think what I can also do is implement a set of 2 train tracks here that we use as the marker point for the passengers to run through. So I have a waypoint that I'm now running everything towards. And ultimately, we've got to run the cargo and the passenger line through this, weirdly. So I might have to merge it in a little bit sooner than you think. So if I went to there, Right, it's weird because you can do it fine in one part and you can't do it fine in the other. Right, run that like that. Like I said, there's going to be cargo involved. So do I run this with it as well to a certain point, like I've done everything else? Because it's able to do it. It's not like it can't. It's able to do it. I reckon we run it to there just to give us enough of a train length. To give us enough of a train length to merge in. I know it's weird, but it sets us up from going from 2 to 4 a bit easier. So, yeah. Right, let's run this. It's a shame. Can I make this go under? So that creates a crossing. It's a shame I couldn't have made it go like all the way under. I think I could. I think I could if I utilized the track constructions, this system. So if I brought it down to 1 track and heavily reduced the length so we don't interact with it. So actually I can make it a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Like that. And then it pops back up on the other side. So if I spin this right round. Ooh, actually a better idea. No, we'll leave it like that. It's just something a little bit different, isn't it? Again. This whole episode's been something a little bit different, hasn't it? Interesting. Right. So I'm going to run this down. Now there's going to be a point to where we incorporate a bend. So if I ran this to there, I ran that to there, then my next set is the set that we're actually utilizing. I've realized that's not high speed as well. And then bendy wendy this. Now, is it as simple as just running that down like that? Turns out, guys, it is. Now, obviously, the crisscross has to be pushed even further back here because the way we've done this, but we understand these issues. But what I don't understand is how I can't get a crisscross bend us there. Right, let's just do it there. To there. Right, let's delete the excess bit that I no longer now need. Which is here as well. There we go. There we go. Right, this is not pretty, and it's not perfect. I'd just like you to know that, okay? I'd just like you to know that. But it will do the job. I'm trying to incorporate existing infrastructure with new infrastructure, and I have my train loop now set up. This is interesting, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It's a bit different. That's all I'm going to say. And is it electric? It is also electric. So I can, in theory, run now a nice little train loop going round and round, and I can also run cargo down here, which makes life very, very interesting for these people that live here. Now, I've got to sort out the road network, so we'll do that real quickly before I incorporate trains, because the city will try and adjust itself and start growing. I want to kind of preempt a couple of road crossings. We could do with a nice little kind of a tram system, but I'd probably wait till the cities have grown a little bit more. Does it warrant having a train going one way on the loop and a train going the other way? I don't think it will. I think they'll be instantly losing money. That's just my personal opinion. But we'll see. We will see. Now, I'm going to destroy a little bit more of the area because the roads could find a more interesting way to kind of approach this. So a bridge going over, which does mean I could have a road going under there. That could follow and be built upon. So I'm going to smoothen there, just let it then decide what it wants to do. But most importantly, I've got my first crossing over. Now, I'm not really the biggest fan of having the roads go through areas. So when you do something like this, it does become a little bit more tricky. So what if I went this way and then bridged it up? Or what if I went underneath? No. So I think in some areas, there's not really much you can do because of how it's kind of built and set. But I don't think it's going to be a particularly busy area, so I'll just leave it like that. I do want the road connecting there. And to allow that to run off. I don't know if it's even going to reach or any of it's going to build on the other side. So I don't know how big this city is going to become. But of course, the possibility is there. It doesn't really reach much of the city, so I've got to connect it up a little bit better. But it is what it is. Right. Let's create 2 train loops then. So we'll obviously go from here to here. Oh, I didn't set up waypoints. There to there. And let me make this pink. Okay. Let me sort out the waypoints real quick, because that's more important. Right, so the crisscross here. And then we'll try and mimic a set here. So mimic it going all the way up. And then we get to this point. And of course, we have to do it. You're there, you're there, you're there, you're there. So these ones here would have to be deleted. Because they've just got replaced with them 2 down here. It's pretty much how it works. Very good, very good, very good. So that's all normal. This is all normal, leading down then until we get to this point. Where that runs like that. And then we'll do another set just here. Oh, did that? Yeah, that replaced it. And then we'll kind of just go around nicely. Do a couple of sets. I could have done the auto sig, but I'm too lazy now. All right, that might be a bit too close. So I'll put one set just here and here. And then there. And then we'll run these through the mountain. So the crisscross is just there. Ah, that will do. That will do. I ain't going to beat around the bush any more than that. Right, so that line then should do what I need it to do. So if I create another line and go the opposite way. And then make that purple. That is then just double checking it's on the opposite side. Now, I've obviously got to change how it does it in Sancti Spiritus right here. So here it's on number 6, 7, 8. It can either choose 8 or 7 is what it can do. And then this one, Santa Clara here, 5 or 6. Now after that, obviously we need to make sure it's in the correct, on the correct signal. Now do I need to make sure it does that leading out this way? No, it already does that for us. The correct signal, that's all good. So this one coming this way in Santa Clara, it's on number 1 but can also use number 2, and it comes out completely fine there. Now running down to Sancti Spiritus, that will be no, not 2, sorry, it'll be 3 and 4. That's perfect. Now that there coming back is for the other one. If I make this orange, see it stays pink. It's for the train that terminates and goes back the opposite way. That works wonders. Goes for there. Oh. So it's the pink one here in the lower. Goes on number 2. And that's, I think, all done. So I haven't given them names yet, but we do need to pull out some trains for them. Now, where's the easiest way to do it? I think we could pull out trains anywhere, but I don't have any rail yards I can utilize. So I might just build it over here out the way, because we need one in this area anyway as we kind of work forward. So this is something completely different to what I've done up until this point, which is very interesting. Can I do a double slip there? It is very interesting. It's real interesting. We have a little bit of a loop system on this line. It's only because these two cities are out of the way of the main line running through. And then obviously if I'm Sancti Spiritus, the main line and the high speed line will kind of turn to go up this way. Actually, the high speed line is not going to go that way. It'll probably jump to the next city. Or even potentially jump to Las Tunas. I don't know how far that's going to go. But it picks up these two cities, which is now great. So let's buy a train for this. Now, this is my next issue. Because it's a loop, and there's not that many people, the loop's going to be instantly losing money. So do I just go for a simplistic diesel train, low running costs, low capacity, until it picks up? I think so. I'm going to do 2 of these RA2s. We're going to do 2 of them. 1 on each loop. So line 1, line 2. Okay, that's just how it's going to work. So until we have got a large amount of people wanting to be moved about, I'm not going to change those trains just yet. So that's an interesting feat right there. That is going to be an interesting feat. So I've been paused the whole time. So now back into play mode. We'll give it some time to kind of catch up, to figure out what it's got to do. All that jazz, boys. Those trains are pretty quick, boys. Where's the other one? So there's one going that way. Now that one's going the opposite way. Perfect. Perfection. So the train stations slowly get their passengers, but like I said before, it's going to take a while before, because they're not going to grow, so it will take a while before they know what they're going to do. I've got to do a better system. I need trams going into them and whatnot. But everything should all be now set up perfectly for us. And like this system, we've now got bigger trains. We've got that one dual stock, haven't we? So I got to keep my eyes peeled on that, because we could be at the point where we're ready to add the second dual stock on. Because there's this one now. So finances, it is profitable. It is very profitable. And you know what? I think we could add a second one on. Because Havana right now is so busy. So let me just duplicate a second one. And then we'll see how the line goes from that point. That means it's going to bring a lot more people into Colon. No, sorry, into Mat, sorry. So then switch on to into Colon into the new line. But we'll see. We'll see, boys. Let me pause for a second. So, small little diesel train. It is what it is. As it makes its way through the cliff edge. It will eventually be electric once we've increased the amount of people it can carry. Right, so in it comes here. And, oh, it's almost a full train already. Is it profitable yet? Not yet. Not yet. So off it goes again. I actually didn't check what the top speed of this train was. It's got to be about 100, right? Miami now wants goods, by the way. So 100 kilometers, yes. It looks like 100 is its top speed. Does it slow down going around this bend? Little bit, but nothing too mad. And now in we come. And is it, how many people is it now picking up? Not that many. It's almost profitable. You see what I mean, boys? We've got to wait a little bit longer. This one, not yet profitable. We've got to wait a little bit longer until these cities are a bit more demanding of their routes. Interesting setup is all I'm going to say. Very interesting setup, boys. But I think we'll leave it here anyway. These little changes right now are going to be huge for us. The cities are going to grow exponentially as well. We've got a lot of people waiting, so it does make sense to have that second dual stock on. And once I give in this area here a little bit of time, then we'll need to implement the dual stock system here. But also, we'll have to start thinking about the high-speed train line as well. Is that losing money? Do I need faster trains to make it feel like a quicker run? I don't know, boys. We'll have to see. We will have to see. For now, we're going to end it here. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like button down below. Until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.